and make that a problem. So maybe that's a bit of a clue, but we'll see what GAM look to do here. I mean, here's the difficulty. A support pickup here means you don't get counter pick for support, which is obviously nice, but it does keep that Cassiopeia
Yeah, holding
flex
the flex,
available.
I think, is really important. And I think if they do lock support here, we'll know that they are willing to flex it.
Yeah.
Let's see what Artemis does want to take away here. 5 seconds to go. We'll get an idea. And they're going to have support counter pick, and it's going to be the Jhin.
Okay, so revealing the flex, prioritizing that counter pick, trying to make sure that Taki can get a good matchup into Keria. I think makes sense playing it safe, but loses a bit of that flexibility that we were talking about. Now for T1, what are they going to go towards in this situation?
Pyke.
Pyke.
It's just going to... Right, it's PEYZ Keria. They're just going to do it.
They definitely could in this situation. They could also just go for things like Caitlyn Lux.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wait, Talyah Pantheon or T1 going to do it? Are they going to take a leaf out of CV Max from 2019's book?
That'd be a throwback.
That would be crazy.
That one still holds a place in your
rent-free, man.
In your brain, definitely.
I think I wake up in the morning and I think about it, but instead it's going to be the Shen. This is something that Keria has played many, many times. 6 seconds to go, still making up his mind. Please play Pantheon. It just feels like a beautiful bookend to the story, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be the Shen locked in. And, I mean, it could be Orianna bot, but it's probably just going to be that Talyah Shen. We did see Viper play the Talyah in the bottom lane a couple of times at MSI, and it worked out quite nicely. So that is going to be their option here. Now, Taki, what do you want to play into the Shen of the bottom side? And it looks like Pyke Jhin is going to be the choice from GAM. And man, there is only damage. There is zero durability on this team, and I would expect nothing less from GAM Esports.
This is exactly the vibe we were looking for.
Oh, yeah. This is just like crash and burn or shine bright. You know, there is no in between at all.
Absolutely not. So I expect aggression out the gates here from GAM. I feel like T1, top side, a lot more standard from what we've seen from them. The bot lane is interesting. A bit of a mix on, as you said, from the Talyah Pantheon. Shen, the taunt, not as reliable as the put it click CC from the Pantheon, but pretty reliable, especially in Keria's hand. But also the double globals with that Reaver's Wall, with that Stand United. A lot of map impact. Once you get to the point of the game where bot lane establishes themselves in the middle of the map, you can really just open up anywhere and look to challenge both side lanes in this situation. It will be interesting to see, though, if they can try and alleviate some of that pressure towards the top lane. If Doran doesn't fall too far behind, you can then enable Keria, enable PEYZ to maybe put some pressure towards there in the later stages of the game.
And, you know, there are some sneaky champions on GAM's side. I feel like this is going to be a hard game for Oner to play, right? Like, how do you find a target for your cease and desist when everyone is just going invisible all the time? Could be a little bit of a frustrating one, but once he does get someone locked in, difficult for them to get away because everyone is squishy. Everyone is a pick target.
I will say the Unraveled Earth value here, a lot of short-range champions, a lot of dash champions. It feels like Jhin is kind of okay, standing way, way back. But even you can, if Jhin starts ulting, you can send the Weaver's Wall straight at him to interrupt. So
that's true.
I think PEYZ has a lot of potential with this kit to make things happen for T1 here.
And make things very frustrating for GAM. As we are close to loading up onto the Rift here for our second game of the A stream. If you didn't know, there is another stream going on here as well, which has different games throughout the day. There is just so many matches. And so we need to just have an extra stream going to make sure that we get them all done in the short time that we have here. But it does mean there is a huge concentration of video games that are getting played. Gen.G already taking a victory here on this stage. We'll see whether T1 can follow them.
Yep, so the other match is BLG against MKOI, which is the other match in this group. The winner of that will play the winner of this, and the losers will also play Expectation. You know, we said T1 Expectation winning here. Expectation of the matchup is BLG. But if an upset happens, we'll obviously spice things up.
It certainly will, and we'll get some MSI rematches potentially there at the same time. And then some complete unknowns, as MKOI and GAM were both not at MSI, and so haven't really been able to check in with them over the last few weeks. So we'll see what they've got cooked up for us already. GAM with an absolute smorgasbord in this game as far as the champions that have been locked in. And we'll just have to see whether they perform well on them.
GAM were pretty close to making it, going 2-3 against Relove Deep Cross Gaming in the LCP playoffs. So win far away, just missing out. And I feel like for those teams who didn't make it to MSI, who have a second chance at the EWC to try and make something
He's so intimidating, isn't he?
Oh, the eyebrows.
Yeah.
The smolder, it's beautiful.
Oh, man. TK, he just tells so much with just a look, doesn't he? And also so much when he's ever given a microphone.
Oh, absolutely. He doesn't need the microphone, but oh, he makes good use of it.
Oh, he certainly does. That guy is a content machine. But we're still waiting a few seconds to get onto the Rift here, as I believe there has been a slight delay on stage. No idea what has actually happened. We will keep you updated if we do get any information. If they do feel like we're allowed to know, you know? Because sometimes
Oh, that's
we're
the
not.
drum he was talking about.
Oh, that's the drum he was talking about. There it is.
So sick.
So they got that from the Vietnamese embassy, right? Is that what he said?
I think it's cultural center.
Cultural center. There you go. Faker, what was that? That's Doa. He said that.
Yeah.
Remember him, Eric Longquist?
I do remember.
Yeah, he's got the most famous esports line of all time. And it was that.
I mean, it was a pretty sick line. I wonder in the moment if he was thinking like,
this is going to live forever.
Probably
yeah.
not.
Probably not. I would assume not.
He probably
Look at the cleanse. Look at the moves.
He probably finished that and thought, you know what? That was a banger line. Hopefully I get a good one like that next week.
yeah, probably. I would assume that. Or it was Doran. He was probably just thinking about something funny to say afterwards and didn't really think about that line very much at all.
Have you actually seen like what happens after that moment in the game?
Yeah, don't they just keep talking about something else?
No. In like the gameplay, so Faker actually gets executed by the tower.
Oh, really?
Like pushing the tower, he gets executed. And you know what else is funny? Both teams had a Shen.
Yeah, they had a Shen that didn't ult. Yeah, no, I know. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
That's why we're releasing League Classic, to see what would happen if that game existed now.
He's just pushed the tower. Like, it's just crazy. He made like the most iconic play of all time, and it's just crazy level of play. And then he's hitting the tower, and he's probably, I don't know, he's just thinking
maybe
like, wow,
he's just
that was,
celebrating.
He's
yeah.
like, that was, and then he just dives the tower, and it's like,
what you gonna do?
You know,
what you gonna do? Sometimes you perform the greatest mechanical feat of the time. You just need a bit of a break. Maybe just hands off keyboard at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to do anything here. It was also Game 5, which at that time, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, Game 5 was like the time of blind pick. It was the greatest thing in the history of League of Legends. The fact that you get to a Game 5 and then all of a sudden it's utter chaos. That's why there were 2 Shens and 2 Zeds in that game.
I love how far away we are from that, because now we have the most bans possible in Game 5 with Fearless, with 5 bans on each side. Back then, nothing. Clean slate.
Do you know what we should start doing? We should start doing best of 7 Fearless. Last game, if it ever gets there, is blind pick.
I'm down.
Because that would be such like whiplash, wouldn't it? Like from like there's 800 champions banned and now none, and you can pick anything ever. But ladies and gentlemen, I just got word that we are ready to get onto the Rift here, and you can see PEYZ is furiously clicking, and that means that we are on our way. Let's see who can do it, T1 or GAM here for the second match of the A stream. As Gloryy swims out of base. Look at these skins, man. The hot dog and the crazy pink snake. I haven't seen that one before in game.
I haven't. I've seen the hot dog about 1 million times.
Yeah, 1 million times.
Because everyone uses it, including me. It's a banger.
It is. Okay. It is, of course, Darkstar Jhin. The only skin that anyone uses ever.
There's some champions where it's like you have one skin, and that's all everyone uses. And then some, it's like, they'll just use the newest skin, whatever looks cool.
Yeah,
like Rumble's a one-skin champion.
It is. And it's Rumble in the jungle.
Well,
because you throw pineapples.
If he's in the jungle.
I know. You're talking about Super Galaxy. No. Rumble in the jungle is the greatest Rumble skin, and I will hear nothing about it. As Faker and Gloryy doing battle here in the mid lane. Being a little bit frustrating there is Gloryy so far, as Kiaya having a good time level 1. We've seen this. The level 1 all-ins from the Vayne have been pretty good so far, and Doran going to be respecting it for the moment.
Oh, man, good start from Gloryy here. We saw Yehu against Chobi.
Yeah.
Yehu get a really good start on the Cassiopeia, so if Gloryy can do the same here, and the top lane matchup going good as well, this could be a great start for GAM.
Oh dear, the Taunt is going to connect towards the bottom side of the map, though, as Taki taking some damage. Going to need that passive to get that health bar back, and does get it, as there is no ward in that brush for T1. So they will be backing away yet again. The Bone Skewer are going to find that minion. He really wanted that minion.
He got it.
That minion was the target, and it was locked down. Oh, Oner is coming over here. They do have vision on him. Draktharr is also making his way into the river.
Yeah, he's actually looking for an invade. He still has his topside camps up, but he wants to challenge. Bear in mind, he has red buff here as well. And Oner just using his Q. He's in a bad spot.
He really is. Draktharr is going to grab those doggos back again, and there is the passive shield, but it's not quite going to work. They get the ward over. Doggo's still getting frustrating, but look, it's just going to be a denial of the red. And the flash forward! And it's going to be first blood for Gloryy! Solo killing Faker!
What a play from Gloryy. The lane was going good, but to get the solo kill, that means Oner, you're not getting any support from the mid laner. He's getting forced out. What a start for GAM here.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, TK. I didn't know maybe this is what was going to happen all along. As that is 2 camps stolen away here by the doggo. And that's another interruption to come on through. This Naafiri, I mean, Doran might just be straight up dead here. Oner is coming on over because they know this could be an absolute disaster. That is Kiaya grabbing the kill. The flag for the condemned.
Nice.
It's a double for the Vayne. And GAM at 3-0.
What a start and what a play. Draktharr moves in to punish a low health Doran, and Oner trying to save him just gets punished too. Artemis and Taki, seeing this all happen on the top side, must be so overjoyed with the start the rest of the team is able to get.
Yeah. And we were talking about this before. This is absolutely what has to happen for GAM if they want to win this game. This composition is so snowbally. And if it doesn't actually get that rolling, it can look a little bit awkward later on as Keria, nice little taunt here, gets himself the aftershock to keep him alive. And now Oner trying to get into this river, but really doesn't want to be here, as Draktharr is so incredibly strong with that pickaxe already. He's dead again. Oh my goodness, GAM are absolutely destroying them.
Drakthar's just dominating Oner right now, and he keeps using the W early for the extra AD, the extra damage, because he's so confident in the 1v1. And Oner just getting caught out again. Gloryy might find...
Yeah, these Twin Fangs are landing. That's the poison ticking down. Glory's also very close to dead as Faker walking forward. He needs to be more scared about this one. He still has flash. And I think he's going to have to use it. Let's see whether it's actually going to be enough, as there it is. Draktharr underneath the turret. Trying to get pushed back, does dive away. But GAM, I think they're still going to be moving forward here as Faker moving back in with about 50 health. I'm getting anxious as both of these mid laners are so close to dead. Draktharr going to front flip out of this river as Keria moving over here, trying to create some normalcy here in this game. So GAM, 2,300 gold in the lead at almost 5 minutes into this game. As that is the Bone Skewer onto Oner, gets the smallest little Vault Breaker to get out of the way of the stun. And he will be okay for the moment. Man, T1 just need to slow this game down, and they need to slow it down now.
GAM are just not giving them a chance to. This breakneck pace, this constant invading, we get to see this earlier play from Gloryy, just hitting everything he needs there. The Noxious Blast just catching him in the flash in to get the last bit of damage in that auto.
And just no response at all. Look at that. Just ice cold.
Laser focused.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, GAM are here to play in this early game. We'll just have to see whether it's enough, as even Jankos is losing his mind.
That's a Jankos reaction that I expect. Now they're looking for potential dive onto Doran. Kaia's level 6, Doran hits it, but he's not got Mega, nowhere near. And Naafiri's so good at dives, in fact you can drop the tower aggro. If Doran doesn't sense this, he might be in big trouble.
All right, well, Draktharr is going to go in, and Doran, no flash up and available, and Kiaya is tumbling after him. That is going to be the hop on the minion wave to get himself out of there. But the problem is, he's out, but he's also losing all of the farm that was left underneath the turret. He's going to lose the next wave as well. And T1, they're going to try and answer with a Drake. I just don't know whether dragons are going to be all that relevant here in this game with how much GAM are pushing this lead.
Yeah, it's such a rough spot, and the trade doesn't feel great. It's going to be over 1,000 gold lead in favor of Kiaya. Now, they're looking to challenge, though, not giving them any space.
Yeah, that's going to be the Drake going down, as Oner down to about 50%. Gets back into his jungle, but Draktharr is going to be right there behind him. See whether he can actually claim this Gromp, as Faker gets himself that command protect to deal with this extra burn damage coming on through from this poison. Gloryy is just shoving this wave in whenever he would like to, though, and the Bone Skewer going to get charged up here by Taki. Does have a level disadvantage against Keria right now, but isn't too worried about it for the moment, just making sure that he gets those roams out as best he can. And Artemis just dealing with PEYZ towards the bottom side.
So, even though the gold lead is still massive, it's now 7 minutes, not 5 minutes, which is still not great, but a bit better. It's the top side of the map that has that massive lead, so I think 41, if you want to make some plays back in return, looking at the bot side, could be an angle. That feels kind of bad because obviously you have globals on the bot side.
Oh dear, there's the shockwave coming through. Pyke will be able to lock down Taki. And even though Gloryy yelled at them, T1 didn't seem to mind too much. So finally, T1 are on the board.
Just that quick, that easy to do. Faker finds a great shockwave. Although in the 1v1 without that tool, it just means he's in a tough position.
But he does have friends moving over. PEYZ gets that Weaver's Wall out. The taunts there. There's the flick back, and Faker grabs another one. Draktharr now going to have to get out of there because T1, they've got the gang together, and they're looking way better now.
Big thing there, didn't include the top and jungle where the biggest deficits are, and just using those proactive tools from T1 to make those plays. Taki just trying to play with so much confidence, not respecting the shockwave, and now seeing a return to live.
Yeah, Keria moving over here one more time. There's a taunt flash to come on through. Cease and desist comes down, and Draktharr finally gets up into the sky, but it's not going to keep him alive. And they get the shutdown. It goes to Keria. We'll see how well he can use that gold. As now Taki going to try and transition towards his top side. As Kiaya doing his best to kite out Doran. He's running in a weird direction, but he's got his friends making their way over. The Wallop is going to get flashed by one, but not by the other. As that's a great stun from Taki, but it's just not enough. And now T1, they've completely evened out the game. The gold lead is gone. And I guess it was just a little bit of a show at the circus at the beginning. 2,000
of that gold lead just wiped away by T1 with those proactive plays, really understanding well what they had to do. And the fact they took out Draktharr, you were talking earlier about the adaptations that PEYZ have to do, how you have to flash onto the Naafiri before you can respond. This was an example of Keria doing that on the Shen. The flash spawn doesn't give a chance for Draktharr to react. He's dead before he actually goes into that W, and then here in the chase down, I love how Doran plays this, because he bounces and knocks Kiaya towards his turret, and then he just goes in the brush. He knows the only way they can turn this around is if they kill him, so he just buys time for the rest of the team to get there. Taki gets a phenomenal stun that forces Oner's flash, but isn't enough to save his top laner. And T1 back to back to back just get a handful of phenomenal plays to get them back in this game.
I wasn't expecting it to be that swift. You know, the comeback here for T1. Again, with maybe, I
feel a little bit robbed. Like, if you pay for a whole circus performance, you expect it to be a bit longer. This feels like just a little introductory act.
Yeah, it really was just the intro, and then we get the League of Legends afterwards, when a lot of, like, some of the T1 games are just circus the whole way, and then they find a way to win. This was, just a pre-show circus, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what we're going to get as we get back to career a little bit later on, but that's a sneak preview. T1 now just going to be teleporting back towards his bottom side with PEYZ making his way back down. Artemis going to be going back home. That means the T1 should be able to grab themselves some plates here as the rocks go on down. And PEYZ, I feel like he's been having a really good time playing all of these weird picks on the bottom side of the map, doing his best Viper impression here for T1. And I still think that T1 have the best bottom lane in the world. It's just sometimes weird stuff happens in the game.
Their 2v2 has been very fearsome. Obviously, this combination is not one where you're playing specifically for the 2v2 unless there's a misstep from Taki. But PEYZ now with the Ludens, so much wave clear available just to free him up or just stop GAM from having any pressure there, and allows Keria to move around the map and kind of do what he wants. You can see him moving towards top lane. This is the one lane where GAM still have a sizable lead. Doran's still in a bit of a rough spot, so T1 definitely aware of that.
Pyke got solo killed and now has the most gold in the game, by the way. I don't think that's very fair. As Oner is going to chase down Taki. There's the cease and desist. Going to eat the stun as the Weaver's Wall is there as well. And there is nowhere for this Pyke to go. Just bullied in his own jungle, as now Gloryy going to have to be really careful trying to poison this minion wave so that he doesn't lose too many plates, but one of them is still going to go down. Draktharr is going to dive in, looking for an angle towards Pyke, as he does avoid the taunt quite nicely. Will be able to stop any more of those plates from falling, but the damage had already been done, and T1 moved to a kill lead.
Just seeing how T1 are linking up on these plays, so effective here. And you can see initially, it's a Pyke. Pyke, not the easiest target to pin down, but Oner says, we can do this, I can make this happen. Keria's trying to get in range, but it's this Weaver's Wall from PEYZ that even bumps him back to just guarantee that he goes down. Now, GAM are starting up the Dragon, but T1 are here to respond, and they're collapsing in. Taki might just be dead again.
Oh, able to dash away. As Draktharr is in a lot of trouble. That untargetability now on cooldown. And where did the Pyke go? I have no idea. Wait, where did the Naafiri go? He's also trying to do battle with this dragon and is taken out. T1 finding another great team fight. PEYZ is going to get taken down though, and Gloryy sinking those fangs in. And that is going to be Oner taken down. GAM able to fight it back here around the dragon. And Doran hanging out towards his top side, happy to have a little bit of time to himself.
This is a situation where we see when the top lane, when Kiaya joins in on the play, the difference he can make this Vayne. I also think T1, they put a lot of resources into Taki, into Draktharr, didn't have answers for the DPS of the Cassiopeia and the Vayne. This was a bit unfortunate for Draktharr. He's trying to stick around for the dragon, ends up going in, gets bombed, and then Oner punches through the dragon to kill him. But in the meantime, no mana on Pyke here, and no real response, no CC available left for Gloryy and Kiaya. They just charge down Oner, and it's a reminder that even though we saw those great set plays from T1, you cannot disrespect the carry potential of these soul lanes of GAM.
Yeah, exactly. And if they don't manage to get that initial salvo onto at least the Cassiopeia or the Vayne, then the DPS discrepancy between these two teams is kind of astronomical.
Oh, yeah.
So once those cooldowns are down, I think the smart money is on GAM in these later team fights, and we're seeing there that they do make that one work. Season Desist comes down though, as there is the flash. Miasma not really going to be helping out though, as he sidesteps, and the flash away from Oner is going to keep this Vi alive. All right, from the death chamber to immediately killing someone.
That was a delicate play, if I'm being honest, but pixel-perfect precision from Oner there to dodge away from the ultimate allows him to get the kill and get out. So good moves there from T1 once again. Now we're seeing Keria trying to make a move up here for Kiaya.
Yeah, Condemn on cooldown for now, as the final hour is going to get popped as Keria decides not to invest the flash. And does manage to get that dodge field down. Still actually dancing around this battle quite nicely, as the Silver Bolt's really frustrating.
That was
will be able to get a lot back.
That was a game of chicken right there, because Keria knew that Kiaya had flash and didn't want to commit his, wanted to bait it out, and Kiaya was like, no, we'll just hold it there. That sidestep there from Oner was just flawless.
Beautifully played. So T1 with the kill advantage, 1.4k in the lead as well. And this is a composition that will age a little bit better than what the GAM comp does have. Pyke is one of these champions that feels notoriously awkward moving later on into the game.
I feel like the T1 composition generally easier to play. You have like a more robust front line, but I will say that comp is, you know, as you were saying before, all burst. And dealing with the Cassiopeia Vayne scaling may be a problem as this game goes on. That's a good point.
There's not a lot of tankiness, but there is a heck of a lot of consistent DPS. So maybe that'll work out here as GAM. We're going to push Oner away. They will be able to do so once again. Gloryy may not be so lucky as... Oh, the shockwave flat from PEYZ to collect the Cassiopeia. That was cute.
You know, I've seen so many champions.
I've seen a Trundle do that
as a ball delivery system, but Talyah is new.
Yeah, that's a cool one. But anything works if you've got a flash. And that is going to be that chase down, as now GAM trying to make that cross-map play towards Shelly. They should be able to grab her.
Yeah, I think the response from T1's correct. Put pressure on mid-tower. Don't fight it when you don't have your mid laner there. Give up the Herald and get mid-tier 1 and some pressure. But 2, I think T1 pretty happy with how that panned out.
Yeah, 2 turrets for a Herald feels pretty good.
I said mid laner, bot laner. It's just he's on a mage.
No, I think you probably get away with it.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That is something that is just... Make it 3 turrets.
Triple tower pickup. I mean, the whole point of taking Herald is to get towers.
Yeah, I love Shelly, but I don't know whether she's worth that much.
No, I don't. Honestly, if GAM managed to get 3 towers with Herald...
That means they've taken an inhibitor.
That would be impressive, but also that would just be matching what T1 did. And considering pre-5 minutes, there was a 2,300 gold lead for GAM. We're at 16 minutes, and it's a 3,600 gold lead for T1. Oh, there's the Shen ult.
Oh dear, Doran gonna make his way in. As Kiaya trying to do some tricky stuff here. And Keria does at least buy a little bit of space by putting down the field, and PEYZ is going to show up. The seismic shove goes to Narnia, but it doesn't matter. That means Kiaya can't get over the wall, and that means the Vayne is dead. Nice little pick here for T1. And with all of this extra tempo, I think that gold lead is only going to expand even further than this 4,000 mark.
I feel like in the gold discrepancies, the last bastion was that top lane, but now Doran with the lead. No leads anywhere on the map for GAM right now, despite that strong early start that they had.
And I mean, we've seen this happen throughout almost all of Faker's career. Teams find early game advantages, then afterwards it just doesn't really work. It feels like any iteration of SKT or T1 has been very, very good at restabilizing as you get to the mid game. It hasn't often been at this level though, because that like deficit was massive for that time in the game. As that is going to be the Cloud Drake secured here, but the cease and desist does bring Oner over. He takes a lot of damage. Miasma, a lot of value, some money given over as the death from below does come on through. But the Weaver's Wall is going to separate the team. Artemis now on the other side, but he is left alone. And T1 unable to really get the chase down here as the Rift Herald. Okay.
You know what? I don't think they're getting 3 towers with this. That's my hunch.
You know what? You might have spoken too soon. We're going to get a replay. We're just not going to watch the drifting. It's fine.
The smite, they try to go in with the damage of the smite. Just a little miscalculation. It goes to 1 HP before Draktharr picks it up. But then this punish on the Oner and the kite away with the miasma. Pretty beautifully done by GAM. And we're back to life. How many towers? 0. 0 towers with the Herald.
Hey, she's still alive. Okay? Look at her go. There's one turret that's there. You know, it's got Keria. No, Keria. Keria.
Oh. No. We're gonna let me count. It's 0.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
Just needed to verify.
Yeah. No. I'm glad that you can count. I failed to do so in the last game. That's okay. At least we've got someone here that can do it on screen. Okay, Keria now coming on over to try and defend this control ward. Taunt not going to connect there onto Taki, just barely able to get over the wall with that dash.
I feel like Taki has been playing with fire a lot this game, sometimes to his detriment, but sometimes able to bait out some big abilities.
I am impressed by his consistency though. Always going in. As Doran does hit Mega, Artemis is over here as well. As Draktharr does get stunned, Oner moves in. That is going to be the red buff, I think, taken away there by Oner.
Yeah, Oner able to grab that one. I honestly thought when I saw Draktharr coming over, I'm like, well, that's GAM's red buff, but not anymore. And you feel
supposed to be.
It is. You feel the pressure mounting up. Oh, TP flank coming in right now from the Cassiopeia.
All right, Faker going to get caught out here by Kiaya potentially, but Keria is on his way. There's the taunt flash, as Keria might be sacrificing himself unless he can get out. The Condemn actually going to be helping him escape, for the ulti from Draktharr should mean the end of the Shen. Nice. And the shutdown is locked up by Taki. Faker able to walk his way out, not curtains for him just yet. And in the meantime, there is a Gnar being frustrating in the bottom lane.
Yeah, we've seen this many times before, teams try to collapse on a Faker. This time he does live.
Oh dear. No. I think he will cease and desist. There he goes.
Yeah, so the answer back, they get that kill mid. They also manage to get a lot of plates in the bot lane for Doran, who now has 1,000 gold lead in this top lane matchup.
Feels a bit wrong based on what happened earlier on in the game. But it feels right if you just think about what T1 have done throughout, you know, this year especially, but just in general.
Just a pretty heavy commit here. I actually think Faker not having the shockwave is the only reason Kiaya actually survived that engage combo. Now they're looking for him again, though.
Yeah, they're going to yell at him. Doesn't manage to get the stun, but Faker is still going the wrong direction. The Twin Fangs are coming on down. The flash over the taunt is beautiful, and the shutdown comes in for the Cassiopeia. Now, the Bone Skewer is going to land, and Keria is in a lot of trouble. The Weaver's Wall is going to come on through, and he does manage to get over where it was getting set up. Nice flick back from PEYZ as well, but Oner going in might be a little dangerous, as GAM still have a lot of damage represented over here. The problem is, that means that Doran is in the bottom lane, and he's just going to take that turret.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is, you know, the Vayne wasn't even involved. And yet we're just seeing Doran constantly in the side lane making this happen. It's a bit of an issue. Yeah. I do think they need to respond and answer to that.
I feel like there might be a macro discrepancy between these squads right now on display.
Yeah, I think we can see while this play's happening, some good moves from Gloryy to get onto Faker. But you can see in the bot side of the map that Doran is forcing the Vayne away in the 1v1. And if that's happening, you're in a bit of a rough spot.
TK's still psyched about what's going on here. He just, he's blind to the gold advantage the T1 have put together. And every time GAM managed to pick up a kill or two, The hope is rekindled. And honestly, at this point, I mean, 3.3k, it's not exactly anything worth writing home about. And the next Drake going to be up in 30 seconds time. T1 could grab themselves Soul Point off the back of that one. But GAM could also find themselves a team fight. We'll see whether they can as we have a look at this very topsy-turvy goal graph. As GAM off to a great start, that has since tipped over, as we can see here.
Looks like a slide.
Yeah, Kiaya might also need to slide away from what's going on here. Season Resist comes down, Shockwave is going to be in there, and yeah, there wasn't a Vayne.
So, will they be able to make a response from this? They are looking towards the Baron, but I don't think they have the numbers there. And again, this is a super squishy composition. If you start that Baron, you're going to get massacred.
Yeah. Not much of an opportunity to do that one unscathed. And Oner is just going to come on over here and take this dragon. We'll do the third here for T1, setting themselves up for that soul in 5 minutes' time. And he's going to help out there with the threaded volley, and down it will go. And we'll be able to lock that one up. So gold leads abound here for T1. And I just want to go back, you know, to that time where GAM were in such great position at the very beginning. And
those are good times.
They were good times. Things were looking competitive, and it's starting to slip away here with the Vietnamese representatives. Still, it's a decent little route as Bone Skewer is going to come on down. Keria not actually going to get enough help here from PEYZ, and Death from below is going to come in. The resets are coming down here as well. Let's see whether Taki can get another one for the answer. Looking like a no as Oner. Ball breaking forward. Another deadly flourish is going to land, but Pyke not in any threat at this point. And so T1, they do lose Keria. Doesn't look to be the end of the world, and he is spawning again in 6 seconds.
Oh, that was so close there. I think if they'd gotten Pyke there, maybe that's when you start talking about something a bit more significant. We see the play here. It was that deadly flourish when he's against the wall and doesn't get out of the way of it in time. The follow-up from the Pyke is there, and then here, PEYZ starts to move a little bit to try and cover from the Jhin, but the Pyke execute is there.
Yeah, really nicely done. So a bit of extra money there as well from the ulti out of the Pyke. Taki still making moves, making things happen. 3-3-2 right now on this Pyke. As T1, I mean, it is 24 minutes into the game and they haven't started a Baron yet. This is not the T1 I know. But they are hovering around the area. Problem is, if T1 started, that's exactly what GAM want. And that might be their only way into this game, honestly. And so maybe T1 need to ignore the voices telling them to just do Baron.
I will say it is the territorial Baron. In terms of the 3 Baron types, this is not the most dangerous one, which is the hunting Baron.
Ah, yes, true.
Which is, it's been talked of the town recently. Don't mess with the hunting Baron. So this one you can mess.
It can't hunt you very far though, because it is relatively stationary.
It is pretty stationary. But remember, this is what I'm looking for from League Classic. You know when you could like pull Baron with Blitzcrank?
Yeah, Baron with the tiniest health bar of all time. Oh man, and I missed it so much. It was so cute watching the show, man.
That was peak.
Oh, brilliant. And also, did you hear like all the new champions that are being added? So Talyah and Mordekaiser into the game. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, that's a little bit of inside though, because we do have
there's a lot of
game
people
going.
Who've expressed like some sort of just deep-rooted love for Mordekaiser.
I know, and not all of them are Brazilian.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. I thought I was the only one. Okay, PEYZ in a little bit of trouble here as Taki bounces forward. There's the shutdown, but he might be taken out as well. And there it is, a 1-for-1 trade. PEYZ for Taki. Gloryy yells at nothing, but the ulti comes on through. The shockwave comes down, but it's flashed by Draktharr. And now, a bunch of these buttons on cooldown. Maybe it is time for GAM to find an angle. They are not going to be fighting the Baron. They are just going to pull themselves back.
That is a play where I think T1... Draktharr in trouble, maybe.
Yeah, Doran is going to move on over here.
So I think that was a play that kind of shows you kind of disrespect GAM. There is that big potential as they managed to get PEYZ the big shutdown. But some pretty chaotic follow-up to this one. This play initially was good, but Taki ends up getting chunked so heavily before he gets that initial kill. And then I was kind of panicking when Draktharr ulted here, and I'm like, oh! The flash out was pretty good to save him from that situation. And they also get Baker's flash. So Baker's flash king down, definitely something you can punish. He doesn't have a Seeker's Arm Guard yet. Maybe that's an avenue when we look towards this next dragon fight. If you just kill Faker off the bat, T1's composition, they are ahead. They have a lot of damage because of that, but they don't have the most DPS. If you kill their mid laner, maybe that's an avenue into the game.
Yeah. And I mean, DPS is exactly what GAM have in spades. The problem is the durability is not quite there.
Doesn't it feel crazy to say that this composition is DPS when it has Jhin on it? Doesn't that just hit you a little bit?
It does, but I just ignore the Jhin. And then I notice that, like, you know, there's even a Pyke in the bottom lane, but Vayne, Cassiopeia are enough by themselves. But they're also then augmented by everyone doing damage, even Jhin a little bit.
At least it's the Jhin, but it's not the Storm Razor as well as the Ghost Blade and the Rapid Fire. He's got the LDR.
He has gone third item LDR. It's not my personal favorite, but it's fine. And I will be getting a lot of work done, probably going towards the Infinity Edge as item number 4.
I would hope so.
And the Jhin will be doing a lot of damage there. Also has Swifties. I do really like that. Being able to get into position quite comfortably. And is right now just picking up some waves here in the mid lane as GAM. They're on the Baron.
They're trying to pull them away from the Dragon. Obviously, would be sold for T1 if they can get it, but they're trying to force him to contest them here at the Baron. And again, this territorial Baron not doing a ton of damage. The abilities are quite telegraphed, so...
Oh, Kiaya is making his way over there. There's the teleport in from Doran. And it should be going down. Nice. It's going to be secured by Draktharr. They might give him up for the Ghost, but they've taken the Baron off the rip. Keria finds a double taunt, though. That is gigantic. Kiaya trying to keep himself alive, but the damage is being done, and T1 saying no one takes out Baron.
What a swift punish there. And I think T1 happy to slowly approach. Oh, Shockwave flashed away from. They don't rush into it. They know that GAM had the members there, but the cleanup afterwards means they get soul, they get a ton of gold, and Baron buff this year is weaker than ever before. I mean, look at the Baron power play. Minus 2,200 already.
Yeah.
I think we're putting this in the not weird column.
I'm going to throw it there as well. There is also going to be a soul picked up at the same time as they lose an inhibitor turret and an inhibitor. And yeah, losing a fight after a Baron is absolutely devastating, because then not only do you lose the Barons, but you also then lose your entire base. It is very problematic, and they won't have very many of them to try and pull back in this game. The only positive is that at least T1 can't get it.
Yeah, that's something.
They now have Cloud Soul, though.
Yeah, and that ability, honestly, pretty hard to deal with. Especially, you know, if you throw the miasma down, that extra movement speed is just going to get you out of it quicker. That passive movement speed that is available with that.
Oh, not to mention, like, Keria with Cloud Soul. Like, Shen with Cloud Soul is kind of crazy, because you just book it immediately after joining a fight.
Yeah.
All right, well, T1 now just going to be looking for this one to flash forward. And the Stand United has come in, but it is not going to stop Taki from taking out this Gnar. That is a little bit taken out of the wind, a little bit of wind taken out of the sails, sorry, of T1 here as they go for their push on the bottom side of the map.
And it'll just disrupt them, slow down the pace of the game a bit, but...
Wait, first GAM turret. There it is. Some bounty gold.
Oh, PEYZ is coming. Oh, with the channel.
Yeah, okay, there's the delivery. I thought Stand United had actually come in before, but it actually didn't, I guess, because here is Keria now.
That seemed pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Season Persist is going to get blocked here, but he does close the distance, finds the Vault Breaker, and Draktharr, he does get Oner pulled away, but then the flash is going to finish him off, and that's a solo kill, actually, for this Vi.
Oner's just so fast. You know, after he ulti gets cancelled, he just runs him down with the Cloud Soul. 2,300 gold ahead in that jungle matchup. 7-4-4. Oner, after a not ideal start, able to bounce back massively this matchup.
He really did. GAM just unable to keep that same level of aggression. Or they did, but T1 were able to punish it, and now they are well and truly on the ropes. Second inhibitor is going to fall. Only a couple of plates left on that bottom side. Shockwave is good. Pulled back and destroyed here by T1. Taki now looking for a bit of an angle. I mean, these resets could be possible because these health bars are getting low, and the curtains are being called. Bone Skewer, the flash doesn't quite work, but the fourth bullet will, as it takes down Keria. Pushes away T1, but the base is in shambles.
Why is it always the sports? You know, they're the always the ones left in the wreckage.
They don't have a lot of money to buy the items that keep them alive, nor do they have any levels at all.
They're also just selfish, you know.
That is true. That is true. Everyone's still in a phenomenal position, though. 5.2k gold in the lead.
I can see the future. I think this is a dead Vayne.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's see whether that is going to remain the future, and it looks like it's not. So he's
that was
changed his fate.
Yeah, he changed it. Good job. This is a dead Vayne, actually. Sorry, I guess I saw.
You did. You saw a different future. Sometimes you just don't know what you see.
Yeah, not much outplay potential there, if I'm going to be honest. That was pretty straightforward. But then here, Oner ults and he gets cancelled. But look how fast he's running him down. And Naafiri is such a hard target to pin down. But you can
so
just
quick.
out-piece him.
It's like right-clicking is a dash. It's very annoying. As there's the shockwave after the dash cannon. Fake it really nicely done for that pick onto the Cassiopeia, who did not quite hit the ulti to land any of those stuns. So T1 looking pretty good right here. Oh, that's very cute. Get a kiss cam? You know, we had one of those here at EWC. All right. Gloryy and Artemis catching waves here in this mid lane. We do have a push from the bottom side as well, coming out from Doran. Trying to lock down this last remaining inhibitor turret.
Seeker's arm guard now for PEYZ. Tricky target. They go for Pyke.
Yeah, they're just looking for the all-in as they do manage to avoid the seismic shove. Doran is just kiting this one out though, and there is the shockwave once again. Taunt comes through. Gloryy does go golden. It's a three-man ulti from Doran though, and a godlike buy comes in, piloted by Oner, and they just wipe them out. The ace for T1. That's going to be the end of the game, and after a brilliant start from GAM, T1 just obliterate them.
Absolute decimation. The ult from Doran, who's had a pretty quiet game other than being in the side lane. He just grabs 3 members of GAM and presents them to the rest of T1. T1 will take that first Nexus of the tournament. And after a little bit of a rough 5 minutes, a very decisive rest of the game.
Oh yeah, and man, a very classic T1 performance here as well, starting the show at exactly the way we wanted them to here at EWC for 2026. GAM certainly looking good in those early stages though. See whether they can keep themselves alive in the tournament, and we can